प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः।
प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. We are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita with Shankar's commentary, and yesterday we started the study of the 13th chapter, and we have seen yesterday that the atmosphere itself has changed, and the subject matter is what is generally known as Jnana. Now we are surprised a little, though at the end of the Sambandha Bhashya, Shankar has said that he has connected it with the 12th chapter. And he has said that 12th chapter, Shloka 13 onwards, was the description of a Nirguna Sadhak. And with what knowledge he has become Nirguna Sadhak, that knowledge is being described now. That is how he has introduced the 13th chapter. But let us go back to the beginning of 12th chapter. And there Bhagavan has clearly said, Nirguna Upasana is not for you. Nirguna Brahma and its Upasakas and their Upasana, Bhagavan has described in such terms that it is not for you. For you only Saguna Upasana. And you will have to go through Saguna Upasana to the Nirguna. Then how Bhagavan is describing this Nirguna Brahma to Arjuna, that is what we have to think. When Bhagavan has said that conception itself is different, Upasakas are different, they have no body consciousness, and their method of Upasana is different, controlling completely oneself. So evidently it has said that it is not for you. And you, he has clearly said, you do Saguna Upasana, and then I am responsible, I will lift you up. So clearly demarcation has made there. So the question is, how he is describing the Nirguna Upasana or the Nirguna Brahma to Arjuna, who is not qualified for it? So this we must think. The real connection or non-connection between 12 chapters. And when the first, there was a change of atmosphere, the first shloka of the 7th chapter, last shloka of the 6th chapter had made it very clear. But like that, nothing is being made clear here. One more point I want to tell, that Gita is normally held to be 700 shlokas. In the Gita with Sridhar Bhashya, there is a 701 shloka. And there is a first shloka of the 13th chapter where Arjuna is asking a question. But in Shankar Bhashya, that is not there. And Arjuna is asking what is Kshetra and all that. Evidently, that is a misconception, because where from Arjuna will get the word Kshetra and all that? And he is not qualified also, Bhagavan has said. So what is the disconnection or connection? Now people may say, Gita is a comprehensive science, so he has talked about karma and upasana, so now he will talk about jnana. That cannot be. Gita is not said to somebody. Though it is for all, it was told to Arjuna. And clearly Bhagavan has said it is not for you. So, now think of the Shloka 13 to 20. There, as we thought, a description of man who has reached was told. Okay, later we Nirguna Saguna anything. Now, Arjuna has heard that the description of a man who has reached. And here we can connect what Shankar has said, that with what knowledge he has reached. Taken this way, Bhagavan is teaching Arjuna, and Arjuna's mind has been raised by Bhagavan in Shloka 13 to 20. Just like Divyam Dadami Te Chakshum, their level of consciousness was raised, here level of receptivity is changed. By the description of a man of realization who might have gone through Nirguna or Sagun, whatever, Arjuna's level of receptivity has been changed. That can be the only connection. And then Bhagavan may think that let Arjuna listen to it today. One day he has to come to that. One day he will come to that, doing Sagunopasana or Karma Phalatyag. But the very description, there Arjuna had not asked also, like Sitaparna Lakshani had asked. Bhagavan himself has told that. And so, that is for Arjuna, definitely. So, having heard the and there are characteristics there. So, having heard the characteristics of a man of realization, Bhagavan has raised Arjuna's level of receptivity. That is the only way we can think of this. And then Bhagavan can easily think that let him listen to what is knowledge. One day he will have to come there. And this connection between karma and knowledge has been described in all the places, as Acharya had shown. And very specifically, it will be shown in the 18th chapter again. So, this knowledge portion, 13, 14 and 15, Arjuna is fit to listen to now. He can make the dharana now. After listening 12th chapter, shloka 13 to 20, Arjuna is fit enough to listen to the Nirguna Jnana. And after listening, he may do Manana Niridasana. And he may realize that. So, that is the connection and disconnection. Disconnection means a different thing is being told now, totally different. That we have seen yesterday also. That 7 to 12, there was again and again description of the all-pervading nature of God, which was not there till chapter 6. Only there was an indirect reference in the second chapter, 17th shloka, telling that what is permanent, what cannot be killed, is not like an individual granite stone. Avinashitu tadvitti yena sarvamidam tatam. Vinasham avyasya na kashit kartumaraj. So indestructible is that which is all-pervading. That much was the reference. Otherwise, all the references up to 6th chapter were Nainam Chindanti Shastrani and all that. Transcendence. And so, apart from that, there was no description. But 7 to 12, everywhere, he is everywhere, he is everywhere, he is in this, he is in that, he is in this. And Vibhuti Yoga and culmination in Vishwarup Darshan. And as a result of that Vishwarup Darshan, Sagun Sadhana being prescribed. Of course, you understood that the Sagun Sadhana will lead to Nirguna. But Sagun Sadhana has been prescribed. And again it is told it is also difficult. If not that, you have to do this. And after that, without any separate introduction, this chapter, Shloka 13 to 20 came. So it was as the culmination of Sagun Sadhana, or as Acharya says, it is the description of the Nirgun Sadhak, how, with what jnana he has become Nirgun Sadhak, is being described. That's what Shankar says. So all this has made Arjuna a fit recipient to hear about Nirguna. That is the only way we can take it. And Acharya has referred to 7th chapter, but that is only a far distant connection. That in 7th chapter, 2 Prakritis were told, and a combination of them makes the whole world. Now, that description was from Bhakti point of view. We may say now the description of same thing from the Jnana point of view. There only their combination makes the world and all that. And now Bhagwan, who is beyond them, has to be described. So out of the two Prakritis, emphasis is not on the lower Prakriti. Now emphasis on the higher Prakriti, Jiva Bhutam, the Chetan element. So that is the shift. On the background of Kshetra, that is the physical, mental part of what we call personality, that is given as a background. One who knows that means one who knows that he is not what he thinks he is. That is the clear thing. Whatever a man thinks as I, we'll get in next two shlokas, is the description as Kshetra. And that Kshetra, who objectively perceives from head to foot, that consciousness, perceiver, is called Kshetrajna. That was half definition. And so Shankara has said, is this the complete definition? No. No means the definition is yet to come. And that definition comes in the second shloka. That Kshetrajna about which I was talking, that understand I am that Kshetrajna in all the Kshetras. So Kshetras taken as plural, Kshetrajna taken as singular. As I said, just opposite of Sankhya's. Sankhya's take Purusha or Chetan as many and Prakriti as one. Here Prakriti divided into my personality, your personality. In that way it is described. And Chetan is only one. Pure Vedanta. And Arjuna is fit now to listen to this pure Vedanta, and due to Arjuna, we are also listening to the pure Vedanta. That is the connection. So, Bhagavan says, Idam Shariram. Very particular. He can't call the whole universe as Idam Shariram. That will be for Brahma only. And Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetramiti Avidiyate. And Shankara has made clear that what is Kshetra, which is when it is injured, we protect it. Then Kshayat, it gets destroyed. Sharanat, it gets slowly destroyed. And the meaning of Kshetra he has given that where we bow the seeds of our karma and reap the results of our karma. So this is the body or mind complex which we engage in doing karma. And in the next birth, in this body and context, mind complex, we reap the results. Previously, what we have done karma, that results we are reaping in this body and mind. This is Kshetra. Now, some more details of Kshetra we tell afterwards. And there we shall see that though it appears as if body is being told Shariram, it is not only the gross body. It includes mind. It includes so many things of the mind. It also includes I consciousness. So you'll see that when it comes. So Shariram means personality, individuality, Vyaktitva. I have a personality, you have a personality, she, it has a personality. And I, you, she think that that is what I am. But that is not what you are. That is not Chetan. That is only an appearance of Chetan. It is Kshetra. With the help of that, you are doing karma and you will get the results thereof. So, idam shariram means this personality of yours, He Kaunteya, is called Kshetra. And one who is aware of, is defining Kshetrajna. So, I am an individual and I wrongly think I am the body and mind, I consciousness. I have to come away from this. I means whoever comes away from this. Who can come away? Only the consciousness. Who can come away from body, mind, ego? Can body, mind or ego come away from body, mind or ego? Only thing which can come away is consciousness. Remember Thakur, when you get any puzzle, Thakur said, I saw my subtle body coming out. Who saw? This body saw. Thakur in this body can see subtle body coming out. Gross body can perceive this subtle body. So Thakur's eye is different. Thakur's eye is universal eye. And Thakur's eye can see not only his body but your mind, your body. He can clearly perceive everybody's mind. So he has also said, many gods I saw in that this was also there. So all the description shows Thakur could objectify himself, what we call himself. What we call himself, Thakur could dissociate with that, objectify that, which we are not able to do. Example, Thakur told Narendranath in the first visit, you are Narupi Narayan. And Swami Vivekananda says, what this madman? I am Vishwanath Datta's son, Narendranath. So he is not able to objectify himself. He is identified with Vishwanath Datta's son, Narendranath. But Thakur sees him also in his real nature. And when he says Narupi Narayan, Thakur is Narayan. So this avatar, God, Ishwar, their I consciousness is totally different from our today's I consciousness. So one who can objectify this Kshetra, apada talamastakam vishayi karoti. As I said, just as I can see you as an object and see you from head to foot, he can see himself from head to foot. That means he is not identified with that. He has come away from that and is objectifying this. So this, whoever he, she, it may be, whoever is Kshetrajna. And this is the first introduction of Kshetrajna. But it is not complete. And that is what Acharya shows in the introduction to the second shloka. Is this the complete knowledge about Kshetrajna? And he says no. So no means the next thing is to come. Something much more about Kshetrajna is to come. And what is that something more? I am the Kshetrajna in all the Kshetras. So what is Kshetrajna? The consciousness which is one without a second. And in front of that consciousness, all the bodies and minds are objectified. So it fits in with the definition that Kshetra, Sarva Kshetrish. That also is given, Sarva Kshetrish. So one consciousness which can objectify all personalities. Who is that? God himself. That is the connection. So that much was not told about the Kshetrajna in the first shloka, and that is being told in the second shloka. The use of the plural there, Sarva Kshetreshu, immediately tells us that he is not talking of Kshetra as a cosmic something. The plural shows he is talking of individuals. Sarva Kshetreshu. So the body-mind complexes are infinite, are many. But the consciousness, real consciousness, not the apparent eye consciousness, the real consciousness, where all these stand as objects, is only one. And that is why Krishna says, I am that. So what is the additional knowledge about Kshetrajna is giving? That in all Kshetras, I am the Kshetra. Later on, he will tell more details of Kshetra, Kshetrajna, everything. But this is the, as Shankar says, Sutra Bhashya Paddhati. That means he has, in a nutshell, told everything, then he will elaborate it. And in the nutshell itself, he is telling that this is called knowledge. There is nothing in the universe which is other than this, which can be called knowledge. That means all other knowledges are ignorance. Botany, chemistry, physics, mathematics is not knowledge. They are all ignorance. Lower knowledge, which means ignorance. In the Mundaka it is called lower knowledge. Bhagavan here categorically says not knowledge. That is only knowledge where you know, we'll put in our words. You will know what you are not and you will know what you are. You will know what you are not and you will know that God is the only reality in you, he, she, it, everywhere. That is the description in short. You will become a man of knowledge when you will know that there is no you separate. You will become a man of knowledge when you know one Ishvara knows all the individuals in the world. And it is not like Mandukyas that Vaishyanara, this or that, because that is gross and subtle. Here, comprehensive. A man will be described as gross body, subtle body, desires in the subtle body, this combination, apparent I. So all this he knows at one stroke. So it is the Turiya Brahma, if you like to call it. He is the one reality without a second. And he knows, because from other side, all this Ketra also, he appears. So he is all and he knows. He knows all. So let us go back to second shloka now. We read the commentary a little. Evam kshetra kshetrajna uktau. So kshetra and kshetrajna have been told in this way. Kim etavan matrena jnanena jnatavyo iti. Is it that by this knowledge only kshetra and kshetrajna are to be known? Iti, no iti, not that. Iti uchyate. So Bhagavan is telling not that. Iti uchyate. That means he is telling what remains. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Kshetragyam yathokta lakshanam cha. That means kshetrajna as told in the first shloka. Yathokta lakshanam cha. Api mam Parameshwaram asansarinam, not subject to transmigration, not any individual. That I, the Supreme Lord, Parameshwaram. Vidhi janihi, know him to be like that. That means conceive him like that. As I said, Arjuna is now being able to conceive that reality. Sarva Kshetreshu, related to all the Kshetras, Yak Kshetragyo, so that is Kshetrajna, which Brahmadi Stamba Paryanta Aneka Kshetra Upadhi Pravivakta. No, that Kshetrajna is Upadhi. That means that Kshetrajna is not real knowledge, but taken as real knowledge. What is that? The body is plural of Brahma up to blade of grass. Brahmadi Stamba Paryanta Aneka Kshetra Upadhi. So he appears as this Kshetra, this Kshetra, this Kshetra. They are all Upadhis. He is not the reality there. So the reality of all individuals, tam nirasta sarvopadhi vedam. So he is in his nature bereft of all the upadhis. That means Nirgun Parameshwar. Sad asadadi shabda pratyaya agocharam. This I was telling. That we wrongly think when we use two words that we are exhausted. It's not that. Sat is defined as that which does not change its nature. Asat is that which changes its nature. Does it exhaust everything? Maya is defined as Sat and Asat being anirvachaniyam. And Bhagwan himself will be described later on as na sad na asad iti cha uchyate. Why? Let us think of that. If I call Bhagwan as Sat, then I am separate. Sat is an object, which Bhagwan is not. If I call Bhagwan as Asat, I am the subject and I know there is no object. That is not the nature of God. So, Sat, Asadadi, Adi. There may be more words to exhaust that. Shabda Pratyaya Agocharam. yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa sa. So the Shabda will go there, which you can perceive by your Panchendriya. Where your mind can reach, that you can describe. But yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa sa, neither mind nor words can reach there. Though he is the Adhar of all minds and bodies. Remember, Swamiji's Arati for Sri Ramakrishna.
नमो नमो वाक्य मनातीत मन वचन नमो नमो प्रभु
Vakya manatita, mana vachana ekadha. You are beyond mind and speech. You are the only Adhar of mind and body. Nirgun Sagun Brahma. That is the description. With the iti abhipraya, know him to be that. Hey Bharata, yasmat, now next line. Kshetra kshetnanyor jnanam yatta jnanamatam. Yasmat, because kshetra kshetragya ishvara yathatmya vatirekena. The real nature of kshetra. That means the very fact that it is kshetra, it is not I. That is the real nature. And kshetrajna's real nature, which is the same as Ishvara's real nature. Kshetragya Ishvara Yathatmya. Yathatmya means real nature. It is a samasik word. So you can put and there. Kshetrajna and Ishvara. Kshetrajna or Ishvara. Kshetrajna which is Ishvara. And Kshetra. Kshetra is that which we, two things, which we thought we are but we are not, but which is also an appearance of the Kshetragya. Ultimately, all jadas are also appearance of through names and form. That is what is called Upadhi. Vyatirekena na jnana gocharam anyat avashishtam asti. Jnana gochar, not available to my senses, available to real knowledge. Available to real knowledge, there is nothing else other than the kshetras and the kshetrajna, other than the real nature of kshetra and kshetrajna and Ishwar. Anyat avashishtam asti. Tasmat, therefore, kshetra kshetra geyo geya bhutayoho. So kshetra and kshetra both are to be known. Geya bhuta. Yet jnanam, that knowledge for which kshetra and kshetrajna both are to be known. Kshetra kshetragyo yena jnanena vishayi kriyate. So again, that knowledge by which kshetrajna also will be made an object of perception. But that object is not an object, that object is identity only. Tad jnanam samyak jnanam iti. So that is knowledge means that is the right knowledge. Everything else is false knowledge. Matam aviprayo mama, mama means Ishwarasya Vishnoho, by the immanent God, which is avatar. Now from here, doubts. And that which I had said in Shankara's intro, anyway, Nanu sarva kshetreshu eka eva ishvaro nanya tad vyatirikto bhokta vidyate chet. Chet means suppose you are telling like this, that in all the kshetras there is only one Ishvara, other than them there is no bhokta. If this is what you mean, that Ishwarasya sansaritam praptam. If Ishwar is the experiencer in all the kshetras, there is no other bhokta, then Ishwar is subject to transmigration. Because we see transmigration. And there is no other transmigrator. So Ishwar is the transmigrator. Sansaritvam praptam. So that becomes the conclusion. Other side. Huh? Ishvara vatirekena va sansarina anyasya abhavat. Same thing, two sides. There is no other. So Ishwar becomes sansari. Or there is nothing other than Ishwar. Then there is no sansar. Ishvara vatirekena va sansarina anyasya abhavat. Sansara abhava prasanga. If Ishwar is the only reality, there is nobody else. Then who is undergoing transmigration? Nobody. So either Ishwar is the transmigrator or there is no transmigration. Sansara abhava prasanga, tatya ubhayam anishtam. Both these suppositions are wrong. Anishtam, undesirable. Bandha moksha tadhetu shastra anarthakya prasanga. Because it will mean bandha is meaningless, moksha is meaningless, and the shastra which teaches them is meaningless. If there is no bandha, no moksha, then shastra which teaches about bandha and moksha is meaningless. Pratyakshadi pramana virodhacha, additional. And it is opposite to what I directly perceive and I infer. Pratyaksha adi pramana. It is opposite to that what we are talking. We see people dying and we see people transmigrating and etc. So it goes in opposition with our direct experience and other means of knowledge. These two objections have been raised. Now, details of that, how I see Pratyaksha. Pratyakshena tavat sukha dukkha tadhetu lakshana sansara upalabdhate. What I directly see? Pleasure and pain. And what is the reason of that pleasure and pain? That transmigratory existence. Sansara, upalabhyate. I see that. One reason. Second reason, Jagad Vaichitra Upalabdhe cha. I also see variety in the world. If all is unreal, only one God is there, why do we see variety? Dharma nimitta sansara anumiyate. So these two are direct perception. Then there is anuman. Why the variety? Why this pleasure and pain? So but people must have done punya and pap. That is the standard Indian thinking. Westerners will not associate pleasure and pain with, they will say chance. But in India, there is a common understanding that when there is pleasure and pain, there will be punya and pap, because of which this has happened. Sansara, and that is transmigratory world, punya and pap, anumiyate. So inference is that sarvam etad anupapannam atma ishvara ekate. So all these things becomes irrational if atma and ishvara are one. Shankar replies as is the style in one sentence and then will elaborate. No. No means what you say is wrong. How? Jnana ajnanayo anyatvena papattehe. Whatever you are talking has other explanations, that knowledge and ignorance. This will explain whatever you are talking. Ignorance causes all this, knowledge causes mukti. So that is how the thing will be explained. Not that he is transmigratory or I am not transmigratory. All this is not correct. Whole thing can be explained by two words, knowledge and Ignorance, wrong knowledge. Now he explains that. दूरमेते विपरीते विशोची अविद्या याच विद्येति ज्ञाता. Kathopanishad. That this vidya and avidya are different and opposite to each other. Duramete viparite. तथा च तयो विद्या विद्या विषयो फलभेद अपि विरुद्धो निर्दिष्ट. And vidya and avidya are opposite, and their results also are opposite. Shreya cha preya cha iti. So all this is Kathopanishad. That Shreya means ultimate benefit or moksha. Preya means what is pleasurable. Vidya Vishaya Shreya Preya to Avidya Karamiti. So Shreya is the result obtained by Vidya, and Preya is the result obtained by Avidya. Tatha cha Vyasa. So in Mahabharata Shanti Parva, Vyasadeva also has said the same thing. Though imo atapantha ityadi. These are two clearly separate roads. Imo dvameva panthano ityadi. In other words, these are only two ways. Either moksha or birth. Here also, dve nishte ukte. In the second chapter, Bhagavan had said, third chapter, Dvividha nishta. Avidya cha sah karyena vidya hatavya iti shruti smriti nyayabhya avagamyate. And that avidya has to be destroyed by knowledge. This is what we understand by shruti, smriti and logic, common sense logic. That is goes on, quotations. Shruti, smriti and logic. Shrutaya tavat. So these are the shrutis. Iya ched avedi tatha satyamasti na ched iya avedi mahati vinashti Kenopanishad. If here, while living, you have realized, then your life is all right. In Kenopanishad, it is not called great achievement. Then your life is all right. If not, great danger. Na ched iya avedi mahati vinashti. Great is your loss. Tamevan vidvan amritaya bhavati Nrsinga Purvatapni Upanishad. Here means in this world, one who knows becomes immortal. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya shota shota. There is no other way to become free from all this except knowing the reality. Vidvanna biveti kutaschana Taittiriya. One who knows is free from fear, so no imperfection in it. Avidushastu atha tasya vayam bhavati. And about Avidwan, Taittiriya says, he is subject to fear. Avidyayam antare vartamana. So about Avidya now, Kathopanishad is saying that people are in Avidya, they think they have Vidya, and like blind leading the one blind, they fall in ditches and thorns. Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati, Mundaka Upanishad. Knowing Brahman, you become Brahma only. Anya asau, anya amasmiti, nasa Veda, yatha pashurevam sa devanam. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. One who thinks I am different and God is different, he is like the animals for the gods, devatas. Nasaveda, he does not know and he is like animals to the gods. A man has animals as his property. So he takes care of the animals because he wants them. In Bengali, কর্তাদের ভালোবাসা মুসলমানের মুরগি পোষা. The authorities will love you, adore you, because they want you for summer. So that is how Pashure was a Devana. Gods know that you offer ahuti and they are Devas. If nobody worships them, how they will be God? So they protect men carefully. They do not want man to go away from them. That is a Pashu. Atmavidya, Saidam Sarvam Bhavati. On the other side, one who knows Atman, he becomes all. Yana Charmavat Ityadya Sahasrasha. Aneshatasya Upanishad. Without knowledge, one will become free from pain, dukkha, if you can roll the akasha like leather. That means impossible. Like that, thousands of Shruti quotations are there telling the difference between Vidya and Avidya. And on the basis of Vidya and Avidya, we can explain everything what you are talking. Smriti, and see these Smritis in the Gita. Adnanena avrutam jnanam tena mayanti jantava. Jantava, these people, insects, they are deluded by because Adnana has covered their knowledge. Evaterjita sarvo yesham samesitamana. That is coming in the 13th chapter, perhaps. Similar expression was in 5th chapter, that those who have won the transmigratory world, if they are here, realize sameness. Samam pashyani sarvatra samavisthitam ishwaram nainasti atmana atmanam tato yati paramgati. So they do not kill themselves, who know that God is all, and they reach the highest. Nyayata cha, now logic. Sarpan kushagrani tatha udapanam jnatva manusya parivarjayanti ajnana tatra patanti kechit jnane phalam pasya tatha vishishtam. It is from Mahabharata Shanti Parva, but logic it is given. If you know this is snake, you will save yourself. If you know these are thorns, you will save yourself. If you know this is a water tank, you will save yourself. But without knowing, in ignorance, you will fall. Only when you have knowledge, you will be saved. That is a logic. Tathacha, more. Logic, another logic. That was Smriti logic, now plain logic. Tathacha dehadishu atmabuddhi avidvan ragadveshadi prayukto dharma adharma anusthana prujayate mriyate chaitya ugamate. What you are talking, that is ajna. So by wrong knowledge, he feels body is I, he is ignorant, he has raga and dvesh because of I am the body. He does punya and pap. He is born and reborn and dies. That we understand. Your punya pap leads to this due to ajna. They are the Vyatirikta Atmadarshino. And the other side, one who knows that Atman is neither body nor any such thing, रागद्वेषादि प्राण अपेक्षा dharma pravritti upashamat. So his attraction and repulsion are dead. And so no punya or pap he does. Upashamat. They subside. Muchanti. And he gets free. Iti na kenachit pratyakyatum shakyam nyayat. So no logic can contradict this what we are telling. Tatra evam sati, this being so, kshetrajnasya ishwarasya ek eva sata avidya krita upadhi vedata sansaritam eva bhavat. So he told by ignorance. So only one God is there, he is kshetrajna, but due to ignorance upadhi, he becomes transmigratory self. So God becoming transmigratory self is due to upadhi, which is ignorance. That is all the jivas. Yatha dehadi atmatvam atmana. So, like the self, thinking that I am the body. Like that, when ajnana comes, we get the janma maran parampara. So he had in the beginning said ajnana and jnana will explain everything. Sarva jantu nami prasiddho dehadishu anatmasu atma bhava nishchita avidya. And we know that all the pranis have this body identification due to ignorance. Yatha sthano purusha nishchayo nacha etavata purusha dharma sthano bhavati. There is a pillar in forest in the night, and a man thinks he is a man. That does not change the pillar. Sthano dharma purusha, neither the properties of that pillar come to man. Tatha na chaitanya dharmo dehasya deha dharmo va chaitanya. So consciousness will not have the body properties, body will never get consciousness properties. Sukha dukkha mohatmakatvadi atmano na yukta avidya krutatva avishesha jara mrityuvat. So sukha, dukkha and delusion, their name of sattva rajatama, are not fit for Atman. They are due to avidya is very clear. Jara mrityu. Just as old age and death are due to avidya, sukha, dukkha, moha are also due to avidya. Okay? Then some more objections and will follow. Quite a huge commentary on this shloka, because here everything is thrashed out. Knowledge is being given. So all objections due to wrong knowledge will be thrashed out. Huge commentary you will see on this shloka. Unending like. Whole Vedanta Shankaracharya will teach in the commentary to this shloka. See, in
Shloka number?
which is going on, third shloka. Yeah. You see, it was on page 301, second shloka. Second shloka. Second shloka was on page 299, and the commentary goes up to 314. Okay. Om Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitam Taduhe Namaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः।